there! I do hope this finds you well wherever you are listening. Welcome to my oral place on the internet. Hold on, that sounds weird. How about welcome to the ear cocoon where we, chat, kind of, at least, like a delayed MSN Messenger situation or a voicemail message. Or, if you're as old as I, an answering machine with a button that rewinds the cassette. Welcome, with whatever analogy helps you to imagine this physical, metaphysical space where we can hopefully ponder and chew the cud of life and all its wonder and delicious weirdness. A podcast, a thing that you can or might listen to, perhaps while somewhere tedious, or on the move going about your day with elegant and regal splendour. I am here with you, and it feels so nice. I guess I shouldn't forget my manners and introduce myself. I'm Dionne, a creative coach, yoga and movement event sharer, retreat maker, writer and DJ. Polymaths unite. Most of all, I'm a human being, interested in being and supporting other people to feel better in real, accessible, and sustainable ways. I feel for you, I hear you ask. Well, yes, because, I'm an empath and interested in feelings, and of course, Prince, and Chaka too. These are a few of my favourite things. So here we are, my friends, episode 1 of, I'm not sure what exactly. The truth is, over the last couple of years, I've recorded a number, and by a number I mean an embarrassingly large amount, or, if you will indulge me in teen earnestness, a plethora of sounds that I wanted to place directly into your ear holes. But nothing ever emerged beyond that because, the fear, I suppose, and the growling demands of my inner monster that told me, this is stupid. What an absurd and preposterous assumption that you might even be interested in entertaining a dance of words comprised into 2 long sentences and mind waffles that take you to mediocre places, asking you to come waltz with me, dance perhaps, sensually, to ideas that float around my prefrontal cortex. I don't know. I do know it's a lot for you to be here, and I'm grateful for that. And rest assured, I'm giving that monster a middle finger in my mind because, my friend, it is necessary now and then to meet the stuff that scares you. I realize that could be a Pinterest quote or, where do we go to rest these days? FYI, Tumblr is still my safe space 101. I digress, and I think I tend to do that a lot, which is what has made it so hard to create the parameters for this oral pleasure zone. Okay, I really need to think of another way to say that. This podcast. It doesn't really fit into any boxes, much like myself, I guess. I suppose you could categorize it into topics that span self-care, healing, vibes, real talk about life stuff, difficult stuff you aren't supposed to say, tips from embarrassing things I've done but learnt a lot from, unhinged ramblings, edited snorts, references to strange analogies, and so on. Essentially, being human, celebrating the mediocre, and doing you. I like the idea that this podcast, like humans, can be open to changing. Perhaps I'll talk to other humans, or simply send you a mini sound love note, solo, like the milk tray person, not sponsored. Not sure if that still even exists, other than at the end of a family gathering and after everything else has been eaten. Anyway, I've repeatedly asked myself, what am I most interested in or excited about? And my interests and excitement changes over time. Doesn't yours? I hope this space can be open to becoming something useful, and I hope that it will be in some way interesting, a place for you to ponder, to indulge your own philosophical inquiries, because it's certainly not about me telling you what to do or think or be. It's a conversation, remember? An interactive wonderland, like MSN. I hope it will be a place that feels safe to ask questions and to feel better. Because what is life if we cannot do this, huh? Despite whatever darkness might be going on around this globe, we have each other and can hopefully help each other to feel encouraged, enthusiastic, and fearless. I hope. Starting now, which has a meme reference in the notes, by the way. By the way, I hope you enjoy memes. And most of all, I hope this introduction has helped you to feel encouraged to just do the damn thing already. The thing you've been putting off due to your own monstrous self-doubt, perhaps. The inkling of an idea you've shushed and dismissed and placed into the drawer we daren't speak of, which contains things like light bulbs, some cling film, a napkin or two, a key maybe, an old gas certificate. You too? Me too. What is it that you crave? Can we get real about it? I imagine it's one of those things that emerges to say hi now and again. Perhaps when you've had the space to imagine it, a fanciful flirtation at a time you felt free in some way. Were you out walking? Or in a situation away from your day-to-day, the to-dos and demands of what it's expected from us and from others? You might have been on retreat if you were lucky, or at the end of running for the bus to get home from a difficult day at work, making it right at the last moment. A situation that helped to remind you that you can do anything. It could have been on a holiday you took in 1995, a place you visited but could also see yourself living and taking up pottery because you had an affinity with the clay that you clutched in the volcanic rock pool you sat in. That kind of thing. It shows up, usually unannounced, and declares itself, sometimes loudly, unmistakably, with a hand on its hip and a fag in its mouth, needing its ash dabbed. Other times it's lurking shyly behind everything else, peeking boldly out in those glimmers of feeling free, then is shunted off, usually when we second-guess ourselves, destined to loom in the shadows until next time. What haunts you with possibility? Is it an action, a hobby, a dream, a fantasy, a way of feeling? Can you connect to it? Because that's the transformational moment. You know, the next base, more than a flirtation, rather getting really clear on what you want, imagining it as real. I know, I moved too fast. I just got excited because it's so close. But I hope you know you can do this thing, especially if right now you want to give up or think it's stupid or that it's too late or that you're too old or have too much on or that other people are already doing it and you're dreading the comparison. And so we put that thing off. But it wants to come out of the junk drawer, my friend. Whatever will we do? Do you have a piece of paper or notes on your phone? Or a key or lighter with a plastic glass bus stop nearby? I jest, it's not the 90s, and I promise I'm not a delinquent. Arson was just a popular hobby for peers at one of my high schools. Grabbed a pen? Still got hold of that dream? Please write it down. For you and for me, that's right, just like Michael said, we can heal the world, starting with ourselves and what we want to bring forth. Can you break it down like a 90s slow jam moment? What do you need to make it happen? Don't give up just yet. We'll break this down together. Where do you need to be to do this thing or to feel this kind of way? Can you imagine it? Draw it or write that stuff down. How does the environment look? Feel? Temperature? Colors? Aesthetics are important. Make a Pinterest vision board. Hey Pinterest, want to sponsor me? I digress again. Can you get clear? Smells, textures, vibes. Note it all down now. Got it? So now let's take something small. What steps can you take today to get there? I mean, if your fantasy is renovating a 16th century castle in Rheims, perhaps you might begin to research the internet for locations that exist there. Or go to collect some wallpaper samples from B&Q perhaps. Do they still do that? And do people still use wallpaper? Can you break down a step to get you from there to where you are right now? It's all about the steps. For example, this podcast felt like so far away from me, just mortifying. Do you ever listen to the sound of your own voice? It was the same with my yoga videos. I waited 7 years, friends. And yes, sure, it was cringe, putting myself out there for the world to see, to potentially hate. Entertaining the idea that someone might connect to it still floors me. Every time someone sends me a message about them, I kind of squidge up in disbelief and melt into goo because connection. Again, I digress. But it felt impossible to do and make the thing because I was focused on the overwhelming need for perfection. I didn't have a camera or tools like lighting or even a decent space to make those videos. I still don't, but I do it anyway because it's a process. How will we ever progress if we don't give ourselves the space to begin and to make mistakes? There is strength in vulnerability. Brené Brown spoke about this recently. Maya Angelou spoke about it decades before. Put your stuff out there. Do the thing, at least try the thing you want to do, because it will change you. You will remind yourself that you can, and entertain the idea that you can try whatever the hell you want. That it doesn't need to make sense, that it doesn't need to be perfect, that you don't need all the tools to make it happen, that you will get creative and improvise, that you will do it in your own way, and that is more than enough. That you will be that person that grabs your dreams by the gullet and says, let's go, my friend, into the great unknown and beyond. Because what is life, as Hathaway pondered, if we do not explore possibility every day? To have hope despite whatever circumstance we are experiencing can be transformational. It can literally change our lives, opens our eyes to what's around us, makes us more creative in how we navigate stuff. Do you know what I mean? I hope so. Look, I'm not trying to Anthony Robbins you here, no shade, because I'm into championing the do what the hell you want to do as long as you're not hurting someone vibe. But with equal vigor, I want to remind each human that wants to hear it that there is unlimited potential for you to step into your life, not to be led by it or to sleepwalk through it, because I've been there. Oh my, I really have. And I want to save you time and energy, years of that beige box living, and instead encourage you as much as I can to see you, or at least feel you in your oral cavity via a headphone or vibrations on your speaker, and say to you, even in times of anguish, sorrow, poverty, awkwardness, low self-esteem, exhaustion, and any other place that feels less than appealing to be right now, you can feel better. You deserve a great life, to dream, and to not leave dreams as dreams and feel bad about it. To be okay that your dreams to this point might not have happened, or that you tried something and it failed miserably, awfully. I feel you, and I've lived that too and survived, and you will too. Know that by starting however many times you need to start, you are evolving at every moment. You are evolving at every moment. Your dreams can change, your goalposts might alter, your conditions might shift, your situation might require a reshuffle, your needs might call for support, your perspective might need to adjust, and it's okay. It's all okay. That really is the key, to be okay with it changing, to get comfortable that everything is always in flux and changing and shifting, or at least to try and find a way to be kind of okay with that, recognizing that. It's a liberating idea that you are never stuck, or a failure for hiding your dream in a drawer, that you can rearrange that drawer however many times you like, clear it out or not, add more stuff to it to revisit at another time. But know that each moment carries possibility for you to shift something in a way that helps you to feel better, however small. So here is my offering, a small piece of audio in your ear hole. I really need to make that sound nicer. A reminder that I know you can do the things. And I acknowledge we aren't all starting from the same place. So we must be tender, compassionate, and patient with ourselves to even entertain the idea of doing something we dream of. We might feel triggered to immediately reject the idea of doing something for ourselves. But you deserve to be living a life that is full and real. You are entitled. You are worthy, and you have this. And you can do this however you need to, at your own pace, in your own way. And in the meantime, I'm going to come back here and show up for you and for me. So if you feel like sharing your dreams with me, let me know. Also, a side note, on fear and all that junk, I have a blog post with tangible steps to help you translate fear into focus that I'll link for you in the show notes in case it helps you. So all that remains is for me to say thank you for listening, for taking the time, and for being here. I really hope there was something useful for you here. And let's keep the conversation going. And let me know what you think. I'd love to hear and chew over your thoughts and ideas. I dig you. And if you dig this podcast, perhaps consider subscribing and or rating and or sending it to someone you think might also dig. And for more of this kind of stuff, head to dionne.space. That's Dionne, like Dionne Warwick, who I was named after, DIONNE.space. Or if you want to come to one of my events or retreats in the UK or Norway or beyond, all the details are found on spaceistheplace.yoga. Oh, P.S. we have our winter retreat coming up in January 2018. Sorry, future listeners, so hit me up if you'd like to join us. Also feel welcome to come and talk to me on the internet somewhere. You can find me hanging out in a multitude of places, the Instagram or Twitter, and a secret-ish Tumblr. I'll link you in the show notes, as well as in your mailbox perhaps via my weekly digest that contains inspo and thought nuggets to whoop you on to do well in this life. You can find it at dionne.space/digest. Yes, like digestion. Here's to eating your dreams and starting already. Vibes galore, and speak to you soon.